Hi everyone. Today I am going to Environmental Science and Engineering. I am Dr. S. Madan Kumar, Erode Sengundan Engineering College. Chapter 3 Natural Resource. Types of natural resource. Natural resources are the source which are useful to man or can be transferred into the useful product. Natural resources are classified into two types. First one renewable resource, another one non-renewable resource. Renewable resources that are capable of being regenerated by ecological process within a reasonable time period are called renewable resource. They have the potential to renew themselves. Example: soil, water, air, wildlife, natural vegetation. The renewable resources are further subclassified into two types: continuous resource, extrinsic resource. Continuous resource, these resources are continuously renewed. Example: solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy. Extrinsic resource, these resources are prone to breakdown or degradation, yet are available continuously if well managed. Example: human skills, institutions, management abilities. Non-renewable resource, resources that are not capable of being regenerated by ecological process are called non-renewable resource. Example: minerals, coal, oil, natural gas, groundwater. Forest resource, forests are one of the most important renewable natural resource on this earth. About one third of the world's land surface is covered with forest. Forests are an important component of our environment and economy. Besides economy, forests provide fuel wood, coal, furniture, checks air pollution, soil erosion, saves the hill slope from landslides. Types of forest. According to the of type of forest are classified into three major types: evergreen forest, deciduous forest, coniferous forest. Evergreen forest. Evergreen forests are generally found in the equatorial regions where the temperature and rainfall is very high. Due to heavy rainfall throughout the year, these forests are evergreen. Example: the Silent Valley in Kerala. Important trees: teak, mahogany, rosewood. Deciduous forest. These forests are two types: tropical deciduous forest, temperature deciduous forest. Tropical deciduous forest. These forests are generally found in the tropical monsoon. As these forests receive only seasonal rainfall, they shed their leaves during the summer season. Important trees: take sandalwood, pillai mardu. Temperature deciduous forest. Due to severe winter with heavy snowfall, the trees shed their leaves just before the winter season. Coniferous forest. So snow slides down the sloping sides of the trees. The needle type of leaves preserve the moisture. Important trees: pine tree, spruce tree. Functions of forest. Forests perform very important functions both to humans and nature. They are habits to millions of plants, animals, and wildlife. They recycle rainwater and remove pollutants from air. They control water quality and quantity. They moderate temperature and weather and help to maintain humidity. They influence soil conditions and prevent soil erosion and perform watershed functions. They promote tourism and contribute aesthetic beauty. Uses or benefits of forest. Commercial uses. Man depends heavily on a large number of plant and animal products from forest for his daily needs. They provide use a large number of commercial goods. Name of the product: uses. Forest supply wood, uses as a fuel. Forests supply food for various industries used as a raw materials as bulb, paper, board, timber, etc. Forests supply minor forest products, give products like gum, resins, ties, etc. Many plants. These are utilized in preparing medicines and drugs. Forest produces variety of animal products, gives honey, ivory, hides, etc. Many forest lands used for mining, grazing, recreations and for the terms. Ecological uses. Though a typical tea product very good commercial goods, it also provide the following environmental services: productions of oxygen, reduction global warming, soil conservation, regulations of hydrological cycle, pollution moderators, wildlife habitat. Productions of oxygen. During photosynthesis, trees produce oxygen, which is essential for life on Earth, reducing global warming. The main greenhouse gas carbon dioxide is absorbed by the trees. These absorb the main greenhouse gases carbon dioxide, which is a raw material for photosynthesis. Thus, the problem is global warming caused by greenhouse gases. CO2 is reduced. Soil conservation. Roots of trees bind the soil tightly and prevent soil erosion. They also act as windbreaks. Regulations of hydrological cycle. Water sits in forest act like gain sponges, which absorb rainfall, slow down the runoff, and slowly release the water for recharge of springs. Pollution moderator. Forest can absorb many toxic gases and noise help in preventing air and noise pollution. Wildlife habitat. Forests are homes of millions of wild animals and plants. Aesthetic value. Forests also have aesthetic value and serves as a gene reserve on important species. Example, tribals utilize bamboo and wild grass for extracting the huts to residue and for making other products like mat, baskets, coats, etc. used in their daily lives. There are there are variety of daily plants whose fruits, leaves, seeds, roots are used for a food by tribals and poor people who live near the forest range. Many kinds of alcoholic drink and medications are derived from forest plants. Aromatic oils and other oils used for lighting and cooking are also obtained from forest. Touristic value. Ecotourism provides a growing income for those who have facilitated it. Several countries are now attracting the tourists. Over exploitations of forest. Due to overpopulation, the materials supplied by the forest like food, medicine, shelter, wood and fuel are not sufficient to meet the people's demand. Hence, exploitations of forest materials is going on increasing day by day. With growing civilizations, the demand for raw materials like timber, bulk, minerals, fuel wood, etc., increasing, resulting in a large scale logging, mining, road building, and cleaning of forests. Reason for over exploitation in India. It has been estimated that in India the minimum area of forest required to maintain good ecological balance is about 33% of total area, but at present is only about 22%. So over exploitations of forest materials occur. Causes of over exploitation. Over exploitations of forest wealth in developing countries occurs in the following ways: increasing agricultural production, increasing industrial activities, increasing demand of wood resource. Effect of consequences of over exploitation. Over exploitations of the forest resource led to the migrations of the farmers. Environmental damage caused by the over exploitation is heavy. The tropical forests are destroyed at a very fast rate. Countless plant species and animals are endangered. Marine populations will go into extinction. Dumping of wastes into land, water, and air has become a severe problem. Deforestation. Deforestation definition. Deforestation is the process of removal or elimination of forest resource due to many natural or man-made activities. In general, deforestation means destructions of forest. Deforestation of in India. Deforestation is a continuous process. In India, about 1.3 hectares of forest land has been lost. The per capita availability of forest in India is 0.08 hectares per person, which is much lower than the world average of 0.1 hectares. The presence of waterland is a sign of deforestation in India. Causes of deforestation. Development projects. Development projects causes deforestation into two ways. Thorough submergence of forest area underwater. Destructions of forest area. Example, big dams, hydroelectric projects, road construction, etc. Hence, there is a need to discourage the undertaking of and develop any development works in the forest area. Mining operations. Mining have a serious impact on forest areas. Mining operations reduces the forest area. Example, mica, coal, manganese, limestone, etc. Raw material of industries. Wood is the important raw material for so many purposes. For making boxes, furniture, plywood, match, box, pulp, etc. Every year in India, the demand is for wood increased continuously. Fuel requirements in India, both rural and tribal population depend on the forest for meeting their daily need for fuel wood, which leads to the pressure on forest, ultimately to deforestation. Shifting cultivation. Replacement of a natural forest ecosystem for monospecific tree plantations can lead to disappearance of number of plant and animal species. Example, India is a richest nation with more than 50,000 species of plants and many which is integrated due to deforestation. Forest fires. Forest fire is one of the major causes for deforestation due to human interpretations and a rise in ambient temperature. Forest fire is happened often nowadays. Thus, due to forest fire, thousands of forest area gets distracted. Consequences of effect or impact of deforestation in the environment. Since many people are dependent on the forest resource, deforestation will have the following social, economic, and ecological effects. First one, global warming. Cutting and burning of the forest trees increase the CO2 content in the atmosphere, which in turn changes the global climatic pattern, rising sea levels and depletions of the protective ozone layer. Loss of genetic diversity. Destructions of the forest destroys our greatest storehouse of genetic diversity on earth, which provides new food and medicines for the entire the world. Soil erosion. Deforestation also causes soil erosion, landslide, flood, drought. Natural vegetation acts as natural barrier to reduce the wind velocity. This in turn reduces soil erosion. 6,000 million tons of the soil get eroded every year in India. Loss of biodiversity. Most of the species are very sensitive to any distributions of changes. When the plants no longer exist, animals that depend on the for food and habitat become extinct. Loss of food grains. As a result of soil erosion, the country's loss of the food grants, unemployment problems, the people living around forest areas lost their livelihood. Flood and landslides, floods, landslide in hilly areas and widespread and heavy. Preventive measure or avoid deforestation or method of conservation of forests. Conservation of forest include planting of new trees and protecting the existing ones. Following are the methods of conservation of forest. Use of wood for fuel should be discouraged. Forest pests can be controlled by sparing pesticides by using aeroplanes. Forest fire must be controlled by modern techniques. Overgrazing by cattle must be controlled. Steps should be taken by the government to discourage the migrations of people into the islands from mainland. Education and awareness program must be conducted. Strict implementations of Law of Forest Conservation Act. Case studies: deforestation in the Himalaya region, disappearing the tea gardens in Chota Nagpur. Deforestation activities in a hilly regions in Chota Nagpur. Decline in the rainfall to such as extend the degradants are disappeared from the region. Timber extraction due to population growth and lack of alternative fuels. People living nearby forest area are mostly using wood as fuel. Hence, wood extraction is increasing day by day. Use of timber. Timber is used as a raw material for various wood based industries like pulp and paper, composite wood, furniture, etc. Timber is also used for various developmental activities like railways, boat, road construction, etc. Consequences of effect of timber extraction. Large scale timber extraction causes deforestation. Timber extractions lead to soil erosion, loss of fertility, landslides, and loss of biodiversity. Timber extractions also leads to loss of tribal culture and extinction of tribal people. Timber extraction reduces thickness of forest. Indian scenario. In India, industries consumes about 28 million it's a year of wood, but annual forest growth is only about 12 million a year. Mining process. Mining is the process of extracting mineral resource and the fossil fuel like coal from earth. These deposits are found in the forest region and any operations of mining will naturally affect of the forest. Mining operations require removal of vegetation along with the underlying soil mantle. Types of mining: surface mining, underground mining. Two types. Surface of mining. It involves mining of minerals from the shallow deposits. Underground mining. It involves mining of minerals from deep deposits. Steps involved in mining. Mining operation involve the following five steps: exploration, investigations and searching of minerals. Second one, development. Third one, exploitations, extractions of minerals. Fourth one, ore processing, separations of from ore. Fifth one, extractions and purifications of minerals. The extent of damage by underground mining to the forest resource is significantly less than that of the surface mining. Hence, surface mining is adapted for mineral extraction, which needs enormous amount of land area for its operation and management. Effect of mining, impact of mining. Mining activity not only destroy trees but also pollutes soil, water, and air with heavy metal toxins that are almost possible to remove. Destructions of natural habitat at the mine and waste disposal sites. Due to continuous removal of minerals, forest covers are formed the ground. leading to waterlogged area, which in turn contaminates the groundwater. During mining operations, vibrations are developed, which leads to earthquake. When material are distributed in significant quantities during mining process, large quantities of sediments are transported by water erosion. Noise pollution is the another major problem from mining operations. Mining reduces the shape and size of the forest areas. Sometimes landslides may also occur as a result of continuous mining in forest area. Pollution of surface and underground water resource due to the discharge of waste minerals in water. Migrations of tribal people from mining areas to other areas for searching land for food. Another one, terms and their effect of forest and tribal people. Terms are the most important in the world. Dams are the massive artificial structure built across the river to create a reservoir in order to store water for many beneficial purposes. However, these dams are also responsible for the destructions or vast areas of forest and displacement of local people. State and number of terms. Maharashtra more than 600 terms are there. Gujarat more than 250 terms. Madhya Pradesh more than 130 terms. 30 terms is the highest built across the river Bhagirathi in the state of the Uttaranchal. Effect of term on forest. Thousands of hectares of forest have been cleared for executing river in the value projects. In addition to the term construction, the forest is also cleared for residential accommodations, office building, storing material, laying roads, etc. Hydroelectric projects also have led to widespread less forest in recent years. Constructions of dams under these projects lead to killing of wild animals and destroying aquatic life. Hydroelectric projects provide opportunities for the spread waterborne disease. The big river valley projects also cause waterlogging, which leads to salinity and in turn reduces the fertility of the land. Example, Narmada Sagar project. It has been 3.5 lakh hectares of the forest comprising teak and bamboo trees. Third, it has submerged 1,000 hectares of the forest, affecting about 430 species of plants. Effect of term on tribal people. The greatest social cost of the big term is the widespread displacement of tribal people. Such a biodiversity cannot be tolerated. Displacement and cultural change affect of the tribal people both mentally and physically. They do not accommodate the modern food habits and lifestyles. Tribal people are ill-treated by the modern society. Many of the displaced people were not recognized and resettled or compensated. Tribal people and their culture cannot be questioned and destroyed. Generally, the body conditions of tribal people will not suit with the raw new areas and hence they will be affected by many diseases. Water resource. Water is an important component of all living beings. Nearly 80% of the earth's surface is covered with water. All organisms are made up of mostly water. Example, a tree is made up of 60% of the water of weight of water. Animals are made up of 50 to 65% of water. Forms of water. Water exists in the base, soil, liquid and gas. It is circulated in accordance with the hydrological cycle. Hydrological cycle. Hydrological cycle involves the following steps: evaporation, condensation and precipitation, transpiration and precipitation. Evaporation. Heat energy from the sun consultancy causes evaporations from all the water surface. Condensation and precipitation. Precipitation occurs due to condensations of water from a gaseous state in the atmosphere and falls to earth. Once water condenses, it is pulled into the ground by gravity. Transpiration and respiration. Organisms play an important role in the water cycle. We know that most of the organisms contain significant amount of water. Flowchart: evaporations, clouds, transpiration, respiration, living organisms and plants, condensation, precipitations, water, and example ocean, lake, river, etc. It's a diagram of water cycle. How to form water to evaporate and transport and precipitations, snow turn up, surface groundwater, influence of into the groundwater flow and plant update. It is a water cyclical diagram. Distributions of water surface and water resource. About 97.4% by volume of water is found in the oceans and is too salty and cannot be used for drinking, irrigations, industrial purpose. Of the remaining 2.6% of fresh water, most of the which is locked up in the ice or deep ground water level. Thus, only about 0.01% of the Earth's total volume of the water is easily available to as usable groundwater. Types of freshwater resource. Freshwater resource may be broadly classified into two types: surface water, standing water bodies, lakes, reservoirs, flowing water bodies, streams, rivers. Underground water is a flow chart of freshwater resource. Two types: surface water, underground water. Surface waters of two types: standing water bodies, flowing water bodies. Standing water bodies is three: lakes, reservoirs, estuaries. Flowing water bodies: streams and rivers. Uses of water, different types. The water is used mainly for two types of uses: consumptive uses. Here, water is completely utilized and it is not reused. Example: in domestic applications, industry and irrigations. Non-consumptive uses: here water is not completely utilized and it is reduced. Example: hydropower plant. Other important use of water. Water is the main of in the world. Water is mainly used for domestic purpose like drinking, cooking, bathing and washing, etc. Water is also used for commercial purpose like hotel, theatre, educational institutions, office, etc. Another important of water is for irrigations of like agriculture. Almost 60 to 70% of the fresh water is used for irrigation. 20 to 30% of the total fresh water is used for so many industrial operations like refineries, iron and steel, paper and bulb industries. Water is very essential for the sustainable of the all the living organisms. Water also plays a key role in sculpting the earth's surface, moderating climate and diluting pollutants. Overutilizations of water and surface water and groundwater too also both are. The rapid increases in population and industrial growth have increased the demand of water resources. Due to increase of groundwater usage, the annual extractions of the groundwater is in far excess than the natural recharge. Effect of overutilization water. Decreases of groundwater. Due to the increased usage of groundwater, the groundwater level decreases. Reason. The other reasons are decrease in groundwater level. The erratic and inadequate rainfall result in reduction in the storage of water in reservoirs. Ground subsidence. When the groundwater's withdrawal is more than its recharge rate, the sediments in the aquifer get compacted, which result in sinking of overlaying land surface. Its problems are coming. Structural damage is building, fracture in pipes, reservoirs in the flow of canals and tidal flooding. Lowering of water table. Overutilization of groundwater in area of semi-arid regions for agricultural disputes. the state equilibrium for the reservoir. Problems: lowering of water table, decreased pressure in the aquarium, in the changes in the speed and decreases of water flow. Instances of salt water. In coastal area, over exploitations of groundwater would lead to rapid instructions of salt water from the sea. Problems: water cannot be used for drinking and agriculture. Earthquake and landslides. Overutilization of groundwater leads to decrease in the water level, which causes earthquake, landslides, and famine. Drying up wells. As a result of overutilizations of groundwater, the level of groundwater getting depleted at much faster rates than they can be regenerated. This leads to drying up of duck wells as well as bore wells. Pollutions of water. When groundwater level near the agriculture land decreases, water containing the nitrogen as nitrate fertilizer protolocates rapidly into the ground and pollute the groundwater. Dams and built across the river in order to store water for irrigations and hydroelectric power generations and flood control. Most of the dams are built to serve the more than the one purpose of called multi-purpose dams. These dams are called is the temples and modern India by the country of first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. Benefits of constructing dams. Dams are built to control flood or store floodwater. Sometimes dams are used for diverting part of all the water from the river into channel. Dams are used mainly drinking and agriculture purpose. Dams are built for generating electricity. Dams are used for recreational purpose. Navigation and fishery can be developed in the dam areas. Problems of constructing dams. These are two types of problems. Upstream problems. First, upstream problems: displacement of tribal people, loss of non-forest land, loss of forest flora and fauna, landscapes, sedimentations and siltation occurs, stagnation and waterlogging around reservoirs, reinforced plant growth, breeding of vectors and spread of vector-borne disease, reservoir induced seismicity causes earthquake, navigations and agriculture of activities can be developed in the dam area. Downstream problems: water locking and salinity due to over irrigation, reduced water flow and slit deposits in rivers, salt water instructions at river mouth. Since the sediments carrying nutrients get deposited in the reservoir, the fertility on the land along the river gets reduced. Saltwater instruments at river mouth. Mineral resource. Minerals. Minerals are naturally occurring substances having definite chemical composition and physical properties. Ores. Ores or minerals are combinations of minerals from the which are useful substance such as metals can be profitably extracted and used for manufacture. Formations of mineral deposits. Concentrations of the minerals at a particular spot which can be extracted for portability gives a rise to mineral deposit. Formations of these deposits is a very slow biological process. Even it takes millions of years develops a mineral deposit. Various biological process. Mineral deposits are formed due to biological decomposition of dead animals and organic matters. Mineral deposits are also formed due to the concentrations of minerals during cooling of molten rock. Mineral deposits are also formed due to evaporations of seawater. Mineral deposits are the formed due to oxidation reduction reaction inside the earth. Formations of mineral deposits due to concentrations of mineral during weathering, transport and sedimentations. Classified of mineral resource. Geological survey divides non-renewable mineral resource into three categories: identify resource, undiscovered resource, reserves. Identical resource: The location, existence, quantity, and quality of this mineral resource are known by the direct geological evidence and measurements. Undiscovered resource. These minerals resources are assumed to exist on the basis of the geological knowledge and theory, but the specific locations, quality, and quantity are unknown. Reserves. These minerals resources are identified resources from which useful minerals can be extracted. Portability. Uses and exploitations of minerals. Minerals are used in a large number of ways in everyday in domestic agriculture, industrial and commercial sectors. Economy and political power of the country is determined from the number of reserves of minerals and technical know the how extract the elements. Uses. The important uses of minerals as follows: development of industrial plants and machinery, example iron, aluminium, copper, etc. Construction, housing, settlements, example iron, aluminium, nickel, etc. Generation of energy, example coal, lignite, uranium, etc. Designing defense equipments, weapons, ornaments, agricultural purposes, fertilizers, seeds, dressing, and fungi. Example zinc, containing zinc, jewelry, gold, silver, platinum, and diamond. Making of alloys, various purpose, passports. Communication process, telephone, wires, cables, electronic devices. Medicinal purpose, particularly in a Ayurvedic stream, sulfur pyrites. This table of distributions and use of major metallic and non-metallic minerals. Metal, aluminium, chromium, copper, iron, lead. Major wood reserves, major uses. The table of metallic and non-metallic minerals. Major uses of the non-metallic minerals. The table: silica minerals, limestone, gypsum, potash, sulfur, barytes. Classifications of minerals. Minerals are classified into two based on their composition and usages. Based on composition. Based on composition, minerals can be classified into two types: metallic minerals, another one non-metallic minerals. Metallic minerals is nothing but the one from the which various metals can be extracted. Example iron, aluminium, copper, zinc, etc. Non-metallic minerals are the one from the which various non-metallic compound can be extracted. Example quartz, feldspar, dolomite, calcite, etc. Based on usage. Based on usage of minerals are classified into two types. Critical minerals, these essential for the economic power of the country. Example iron, aluminium, copper, and gold. Strategic minerals, strategic minerals, these are the required defense of a country. Example manganese, copper, platinum, and chromium. Mineral wealth of India. India has the following mineral resource: iron, gold, manganese, copper, gold, aluminium, tin, chromium, limestone, mica, monazite, petroleum, lead and zinc, precious stones, magnesite, ilmenite and rutile, gypsum. Environmental effect of impact and extracting and using mineral resource. Most of the environmental concerns arise from the extractions and processing the minerals during mining, melting, roasting, etc. Mining. Mining is the process of extractions of the metals from mineral deposits. Types of mining is surface mining and underground mining. Surface mining. Surface mining is the process of extractions of raw materials from the near surface deposits. Underground mining. It is the process of extraction of raw materials below the earth's surface. It includes it's a two types. Open pit mining. In open pit mining, machines dig holes and remove the ores. Example iron, copper, limestone, sandstone, marble, etc. Degrading. In Dredging change buckets and Darjeeling's areas is used which the scrap of the minerals from the underwater mineral deposit. Strip mining. In strip mining, the ore is stripped off by using bulldoze stripping wheels. Environmental damages. Environmental damages. Environmental damages caused by mining activities are as follows: degradations and defacting of landscape, groundwater contamination and surface water pollution, air pollution, subsidence of land, effect of over exploitations of mineral resource, rapid depletions of mineral deposits. Over exploitations of a mineral resource leads to wastage and dissemination of mineral deposits. Over exploitations of mineral resource causes environmental pollutions. Over exploitations needs to heavy requirement. Management of mineral resource, the efficiency used and productions of mineral resource, modernizations of the mining industries, search for new deposit, reuse and recycling of the metals. Environmental impact can be minimized by adopting eco-friendly mining technology. The low-grade ores can be better utilized by using microbiological leaching techniques. Case studies: mining and quarrying in Udaipur. About 200 open cast mining and quarrying centres are found available in Udaipur, of which 100 mining and quarrying centres are illegal and involved of stone mining. Food resource. Food is an essential requirement for the human survival. Each person has minimum food requirement. The main components of food are carbohydrate, fat, protein, minerals and vitamin. Types of food supply. Historically, humans have depended on the three systems for their food supply. Croplands. It mostly produces grains and provide about 76% of the world food. Example: rice, wheat, maize, barley, sugarcane, potato, etc. Rangelands. It produces food mainly from the grazing livestock and provide about 17% of the world's food. Example: meat, milk, fruits, etc. Third one, ozones. Ozonic fissures apply about 7% of the world food. Example: fish, brown, crab, etc. Major food resource. Earth is provided with more than thousands of the edible plants and animals. However, only 50 plants and 8 terrestrial animal species supply 90% of usage global intake in calories. Example: rice, wheat, maize, potato, barley, sugarcane. Rice, wheat and maida are major grains, provide more than 50% of calories people consume. Major food problems. We know that 79% of the total area of the earth is covered with water. Only 21% of the earth is surface in land, of which most of the areas are forest, desert, mountains, barren areas. Only less percentage of the land is cultivated. The problem of population explosion has made it worse. The world population increases and a cultivable land area decreases. Therefore, world food problem arises. Undernutrition and malnutrition. Nutrients or nutrition. To maintain good health and resist disease, we need large amount of microorganisms such as carbohydrates, proteins and fat, and smaller amount of micronutrients such as vitamin A, C and E, and minerals such as iron, calcium and iodine. The Food Agriculture Organization of United Nations estimated that on an average minimum caloric intake on a global scale is 2500 calories a day. under nutrition under nutrition people who cannot be enough food to meet their basic energy needs other carbohydrate suffer from undernutrition. They receive less than 90% of these minimum dietary calories. Effect of undernutrition suffer from mental retardation and infections disease such as measles and diarrhea. Malnutritioned. Beside the minimum calorie intake, we also need proteins, minerals, vitamins, iron, and iodine. Deficiency or lack of nutrients often leads to malnutrition, resulting in several diseases. Effect of ma- malnutrition. Effect of malnutrition: protein, iron, iodine, vitamin A. Effect: protein growth, iron, anemia, iodine, coatrineticium, vitamin A, blindness. Thus, chronically undernutrized and malnutrized people are disease prone and are too weak or work on think clearly. Indian scenario. Although India is the third largest producer of crabs, nearly 300 milestone Indians are still undernourished. World Food Summit in 1996. The World Food Summit 1996 has set the goal to reduce the number of undernourished and malnourished people to just half by 2015. Changes are caused by overgrazing and agriculture. Overgrazing is the process of eating away from the forest vegetation without giving it a chance to regenerate. Effect of overgrazing: land degradation, soil erosion, loss of useful species. Agriculture is an art since science and industry of magni the growth of plants and animals for human usage. Agriculture include cultivations of the soil, growing and harvesting crops, breeding and raising livestock, dairying and forestry. Types of agriculture is a major two types of agriculture is there: traditional agriculture, modern agriculture, of industrialized agriculture. Traditional agriculture, it involves a small plant, simple tools, surface water, organic fertilizers, and a mix of crops. They produce enough food to feed their families and to sell it for their income. Effect or impact of traditional agriculture: deforestation, cutting and burning of trees in forest to clear the land for cultivations result in loss of forest cover. Soil erosion, clearing of forest cover exposed the soil to wind and rainfall resulting in loss of top fertile soil layer. Loss of nutrients, during cutting and burning the trees organic matter in the soil gets destroyed and most of the nutrients are taken up by the crops with a short period. Modern agriculture, it makes use of hybrid seeds of single crop variety, high tech equipments, lot of fertilizers, pesticides, and water to produce large amount of single crop. The effect of modern agriculture: problem in using fertilizer, micronutrient imbalance. Most of the chemical fertilizers used in modern agriculture contain nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, which are macronutrients. When excess of fertilizer are used in the field, it causes micronutrient balance. When nitrogenous fertilizers are applied in the field, they leach deep into the soil, contaminate the groundwater. The nitrate concentrations in the water gets increased. When the nitrate concentration exceeds 25 milligram of literature, they causes serious healthy problems called blue baby syndrome. This disease affected infant and its levels even to death. Eutrophication, A large proportion of nitrogen and potassium fertilizers used in crop fields is washed off by runoff water and reaches the water bodies, causing over nutrition of the lakes. This process is known as eutrophication. Due to eutrophication, lakes attack the algal problems. These algal species use of nutrients rapidly and grow very fast. Since the lifetime of the algal species or less, they die quickly and pollute the water, which in turn affect of the aquatic life. Problem in pesticides. In order to improve the crop yield, lot of pesticides in the used for agriculture. First generation pesticides: sulfur, arsenic, lead, and mercury used for kill the pests. Second generation pesticides: DDT, dichlorodiphenyl dichloromethane, is used for kill and pests. Although these pesticides protect our crops from losses due to pests, they produce a number of side effects. Death of non-target organisms, producing new pests, biomagnifications, risk of cancer. Decide qualities of an ideal pesticide. An ideal pesticide must kill only the target species. It must be biodegradable. It should not produce new pests. It should not produce any toxic pesticide vapor. Excessive synthetic pesticides should not be used. Chlorinated pesticides and organophosphate pesticides are hazardous, so they should not be used. Waterlocking. Waterlocking is the land where water stands for most of the year. Problems or effect in waterlocking. During waterlocked conditions, pore voids in the soil get filled with water and the soil air gets depleted. In such a conditions, the roots of the plants do not get adequate air for respiration. So mechanical strength of the soil decreases and the crop yield fails. Causes of waterlogging: excessive water supply to the croplands, heavy rain, poor drainage. Remedy: preventing excessive irrigation, subsurface drainage, technology and biodrainage by trees like accumulated tree or some method of preventing waterlogging. Salinity: the water not absorbed by the soil undergo evaporation, leaving behind the thin layer of dissolved salts in the topsoil. Problems in salinity. It's a diagram. Salinization of water locking. Water locking: upper soil proper contains soil culls, evaporation and transpiration. Remedy: the salt deposits is removed by flushing them out of by applying more and quality water to such soils. Using subsurface drainage systems, the salt water is flushed out slowly. Case studies: waterlocking and salinity of Haryana and Rajasthan, pesticides in Delhi, pesticides in Pepsi and Coca-Cola. Another one, energy resource. Energy. Energy is the main, maybe defined as any property which can be converted into work, or energy is defined as the capacity to do work. Energy is found available on the earth in number of forms, some of the which may be immediately used to do work, while the other requires some process of transformation. Life is unthinkable without energy. All the developmental activities in the world are directly or indirectly dependent upon energy. Both energy productions and energy utilizations are the indicators of country progresses. Development of energy. Wood, coal, oil, alternate energy. Alternate energy is the solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy. Growing of energy needs. Energy is essential to all human society. All industrial processes like mining, transport, lighting, heating and cooling in building. In all energy for require for energies. With the demand of growing population, the world is facing further energy deficit. Our lifestyle is also changing from simple way of life is to luxurious lifestyle. At present, 95% of the commercial energy is available only from the fossil fuel like coal, oil, natural gas, and are not going to last for many more years. It would be really ironic if fuel can become more expensive than food. Energy distribution world scenario. Developed countries in like USA and Canada constitutes only 5% of the world's population but consume 25% of the available world energy resource. It had been observed that USA and Canada on average person consume 300 gigajoules equal to 60 barrels of oil per year. But in poor countries like Bhutan, Nepal, and Ethiopia, an average person consumes less than 1 CJ per year. Productivity of energy use. The figure 5.4 shows the correlation between energy is used in GNP. It's the diagram of regressions of energy use in GNP, gross national product. It's in a renewable and non-renewable energy resource based on continuously utility natural resource can be classified into two types: renewable energy resource and non-renewable energy resource. Merits of renewable energy resource: ultimately supply, provides energy security, fits into sustainable development concept, reliable and the devices and modular in size, decreases of energy production. Non-renewable energy resource, conventional energy resource. Non-renewable energy resource, natural resource of which cannot be regenerated once executed. They can be used again. Renewable energy is solar energy. The energy that can be directly from the sun is called solar energy. The nuclear fusion reactions occurring inside the sun release enormous amount of energy in the form of heat and light. Several techniques are available for collecting, converting and using solar energy. Methods of harvesting solar energy. Some important solar energy harvesting devices are given below. Solar cells or photovoltaic cells is a diagram of solar cells. Solar cell consists of p type of semiconductors and n type of semiconductors. They are the close contact with each other. When the solar rays fall on the top layer of p type semiconductors, the electrons from the valence band get promoted. The conduction band and across the p-n junctions into n type semiconductor. Thereby, potential difference between two layers is created, which causes flow of electrons, that is electric current. Uses used in calculator, electronic watches, street lights, water pump to run radios and TVs. Solar battery. Large number of solar cells are connected in a series. It forms a solar battery. Solar battery produces more electricity, which is enough to run water pump, to run street light, etc. They are used in remote areas where conventional electricity supply is a problem. Is a solar diagram run up by solar cell battery. Solar heat collectors. Solar heat collectors consist of natural materials like stones, bricks, materials like glasses which can be absorb heat during the daytime and release it slowly at night. Uses. It is generally used in cold places, warehouse or kept in hot conditions using solar heat collectors. Solar water heater. It consists of an insulated box inside of which is painted with black paint. It's also provided with a glass lid to receive and store solar heat. This is solar water heater. Significance of solar energy. Solar cells are noise and pollution free. Solar water heaters, cookers require neither fuel or attention while cooking food. Solar cells can be used in remote and isolated areas of forest, hilly regions. Wind energy. Wind moving air is called wind. Energy is recovered from the force of the wind is called wind energy. The energy possessed by wind is caused by the high speed. Windmill is a diagram of windmill. Wind farms, conditions and advantages. Significance of wind energy is a ozone energy. Tidal energy of tidal power. Ozone tides produce the gravitational forces of sun and moon contain enormous amount of energy. The high tide and low tide refers to rise, fall of water is ozone. Is a tidal energy diagram. Significance of tidal energy. The tidal power plants to require large areas of valuable lands as they are the babies are estuaries. As the seawater is excitable and completely independent on the uncertainty precipitations, it is pollution free energy resource as it does not use any fuel and also does not produce any wastage. Ozone thermal energy. The energy available due to difference in the temperature of water is called ozone thermal energy. Ozone thermal energy diagram. Significance of ozone thermal energy is a continuous, renewable, and pollution free. The use of cold, deep water, the chill fuel in air conditioning has also been proposed. Geothermal energy. Temperature of the earth increases in the rate of 20 to 75% per kilometer. Natural gas, artificial is a geothermal energy diagram. Significant geothermal energy. The power of regeneration level is higher for geothermal than solar and wind energies. Geothermal power plants can be brought on online more quickly than most of the energy resource. Biomass energy. Examples of biofuels: ethanol, methanol, gas oil, hydrogen fuel. Disadvantages under hydrogen fuels and significant bioenergy. Non-renewable uses of coal. Various of stages of coal: wood, peat, lignite, bituminous coal, anthracite, and petroleum. Occurrence of fractional distillation, fractional column, LPG like liquid petroleum gases, natural gases, dry gas, wet gas, nuclear fission and fusion. It's a nuclear fission chain reaction. Nuclear fusion. Nuclear fusion reaction between two deuterium. Nuclear power in India. Comparison between coal power and nuclear power. Use of alternative energy resources. Examples of different energy conservations.